Hey you guys, we are back.
In the same kind of setup. We like a lot.
It's it's very Ministre Cortex.
Yeah.
I don't know who Cortex is, but...
Let's debate this. Do you prefer to be Minos or do you prefer to be Cortex?
I would rather be Cortex. But sometimes Cortex is kind of stupid.
They're both stupid. But
yeah.
one is looking stupid as well. Is the problem.
But anyways, I'm gonna start everything by saying thank you guys for your feedback last time. That's why we're back.
There's a lot of insane things happening on the world, the wild world. We listen and we judge.
We listen and we judge.
We actually do judge, okay? In this household, we do not just go without days like this.
I just pinched my eye.
So what is today's makeup?
Like a soft smoky eye, which I've never done ever. But I don't know if I'm gonna succeed. If you see me suddenly pivot towards a new goal, it's just because I failed and I refuse to speak about it. Alright, so let's go into the story, shall we?
Okay, so the first one is, am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé he has to cut off his friend group if he wants to marry me?
Whoa, that sounds very heavy.
So, I, 29 female, have been with my fiancé, 30 male, for 8 years. So it's been a long relationship. Eh? We recently got engaged, and while I'm really happy, there's one thing that I've always had a big issue with, his main group of friends. This group includes about 5 guys, one of whom is actually my ex. Yes, long story, but I dated him before I got together with my fiancé. That's crazy talk, first of all. Huh? The problem isn't just, I like the dress. The problem isn't just that, it's that these guys are the worst influence. Every time they go out, it's strip clubs, tables at club with random girls, and a general cheating is fine attitude.
Ooh!
X in particular is vocal about how cheating is natural and constantly tries to convince the other it's no big deal. From what I know, most, if not all of them, cheat or have cheated on their partners and they openly brag about it.
Oh, well, throw the whole batch away, I guess.
Over the years, I watched how this group behaves and how they talk about relationships and women, and it honestly makes me sick. I've expressed discomfort multiple times and my fiancé always tells me he's not like them and I should trust him. He hasn't given me a reason not to, but I also believe that who you surround yourself with matters, especially when those people have such toxic value.
Can we just, ooh, girl, okay. I was gonna say, can we just acknowledge that, but can we also acknowledge that I look like a freaking vampire?
Show me. Don't look at me too long.
I mean, I'm not even mad at them, but it's just, I've never had such intense lenses, but I'm not mad at them. Like, it's not... But anyway, so I was gonna say, can we like agree on the people you hang out with do reflect who you are, or at the very least what you think is okay?
Yeah.
Because if you're agreeing to be a friend with a person, it means that their behaviors on the everyday basis are not a deal breaker for you. Hello, can we clock this?
So when we got engaged, I told him point blank, if we were going to get married, that group of friends needs to be cut off. It's a non-negotiable for me.
Ooh.
I don't want that energy in our lives, and I certainly don't want to raise kids around people who treat relationships like jokes.
Can we talk about it?
I agree with her.
Like,
Bravo.
honestly.
Bravo. I told him he can keep in touch with individuals from the group if they aren't part of that behavior anymore, but as a group, I'm done. He said he's known them for years and that I'm asking him to throw away lifelong friendship. I told him yes, because I'm asking him to choose the life we want to build over a group of guys who normalize cheating and disrespect. Some of my friends say I'm being too harsh. Others says I'm right to set that boundary. So am I the a-hole?
Oh, that's very okay.
I understand from the point of view of the guy, like, those are my friends. Of course I don't want to go no contact with them because that's like years of my life.
Yeah.
But she's in the right to ask this because that's crazy.
Okay.
And those people need to grow up, first of all, or like to change their values. If they don't want to do that, then let's just meet like, you know, one by one then. Even if I trust you, if you get around that kind of energy, that's the same like thing that got repeated over and over, you're gonna think it's gonna be normalized, and then one day you're gonna do it and you're gonna be like, it's no big deal, and nobody's gonna be here to be clocking you and to be saying, by the way, maybe you shouldn't do that.
Clock
they're actually gonna encourage it.
Clock it.
And they're actually gonna, you know, push you to do the kind of bullshit that you don't want to be doing. So maybe, yeah, I think that's a valid point to have it as a non-negotiable personally, because that's crazy talk. And the fact that they have no issue at all talking about
wild.
it and like bragging about it. Why would you brag?
Okay, well, this is my thing. And again, yes, I understand everybody can be different. Just because your friends do something doesn't mean you're gonna do it too. But this is how I feel, yeah? If you're going to any kind of function and it is literally routine for your friends to sit there and disrespect their partners, what in the world would make me think that my partner who's rolling with them and accepting their behavior is simply not gonna do the same? I don't care how much I trust you. You don't think it's a deal breaker for you? What, literally, what? I'm talking fact-wise. Why would you stop yourself? Let's say you go to some of your buddies' a birthday party or something and they have strippers everywhere, or they go to the strip clubs and they're like, oh, just get a dance, it's nothing. Because we already established he doesn't care about that, he doesn't think it's a deal breaker. Oh, just, buy her a drink. Oh, we're all gonna, maybe 3 or 4 of us, we all have a girl in our arm, you should go with her. And we're all drinking uncontrollably. And each of us is making out with a girl and you're just there with the girl. Do you actually expect me to believe that you're just sitting there like a good church boy talking about,
well, hey, I have a fiance, so, although my friends are totally about that life, I'm not.
Leslie, do you actually believe that this is possible? No. Exactly.
There's like 2 different point of view in the comments. Somebody says, who says like, oh yeah, you should trust me, blah blah blah, you can trust me. Who says those people that are not cheating left and right are not saying that to their girlfriend and wives as well? Yeah, you should trust me, I'm not like these guys. Like, they're crazy, like they're doing all the things, but then you're the one cheating as well. So you say you trust him, great. However, you do not know.
You don't actually know
what he's doing over there. That's
you might believe, but you don't know. Like, I'm just, what are you saying?
Number 2, somebody is saying, actually, you are the a-hole. Because you married a person, someone is not who you want them to be. You've had 8 years with this man to know what he's like and who he hangs out with. Your boyfriend is friends with these people. If that is a non-negotiable for you, then you need to get out of the relationship.
Yep.
That makes sense, so.
I totally agree. Because that was the second thing I was gonna do. Why the hell did you agree to marry this guy after you've been 8 years with him and you never said, oh, maybe this is a red flag for me? That is wild.
Yeah, and so now, like, you know what, I'm changing my stance on this. Actually, you shouldn't ask him to do that. If you have to debate it,
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate for a second. Maybe, just maybe, she was just like, I love him and I don't want to, break up with him, but also I don't like his friends, but I feel like he's gonna break up with me if I try to make it a deal breaker. But now that she knows that he actually takes her seriously, kind of played yourself here, because why would he now change? Like, why would he all of a sudden decide that, oh yeah, let me change for her, when he had no reason to, because you never said anything?
It's like you're asking me to remove my whole friend group.
My whole friend group. You should have said it when y'all were dating.
Yeah, she shouldn't be here. Is the question?
She shouldn't be here. That's what I'm saying. From the beginning, when they started dating, she should have seen the group of friends and be like, hey, listen, I like you a lot, but as long as you're hanging out with these people, I just really cannot.
That's a bit, that's a bit tricky, actually.
Exactly.
You set yourself up.
She did. She kind of did. I'm not gonna lie, she kind of did. Just so y'all know, I'm just using the same palette as I used last time, which is my Sephora Wonderful Wishes. Don't ask me when this is supposed to expire, because I don't know. I have had it for a very long time. And I'd never used the colors in here except for the contouring, so I honestly don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I'm doing. That's all I know. I'm just doing.
Very divided in the comments. Somebody else says something like, you all need to realize that she's thinking of her future, and with her kids, she doesn't want that energy around her kids, so she's thinking forward. And then they got together when they were very young.
True.
And relationship are about like practice and like figuring out yourself and the other person, and so it makes sense that she wasn't like just like, no, maybe you think you're gonna grow together, and you still hasn't grown, blah blah blah. So it's a divided point.
They're not wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's a very tricky situation, but the dude also, it's not always on the girl. The dude also needs to get his shit together, because that's your friends, like, she's in the right in terms of they're the wrong people to be around. So,
but I would say she's not the a-hole.
No, she's not the asshole. She just kind of, it's tricky, and she didn't do her timing right. So now she needs to stand on business. But now the thing is, if he dishes them, then what? He's going to be all miserable.
And he's going to resent you for it.
Exactly. So what do we do now?
So, good luck to you,
Yeah,
girl.
Good luck is literally the conclusion. Because what the heck?
My 30 female husband, 34 male, offered me instant noodles at the Mother's Day dinner. Doesn't understand why I'm mad. Is it time to give up?
Instant noodles, not pasta. Instant noodles for Mother's Day is diabolical work.
So I think the title is even less than what it's gonna be. So think, huh? Hey, listen. I wish I was making this up. Generally. Reminding him of Mother's Day earlier in the week, his sister did as well. He made no plan whatsoever and instead kept asking me to essentially plan the day myself. I've mentioned in the past that I hate doing that. He wants me to plan everything, date nights, special events, holiday. If I don't plan dates, we don't go. And then he gets mad at me. The fuck? Anyway, I told him 2 things I wanted for Mother's Day. 1, for him to plan it himself, and 2, for him to not ask me what to make for dinner. Context on the last point, I work doubles on the weekends, so I have time for a show during the week. Every Sunday without fail he asks me what to make the kids for dinner because he's incapable of looking in the fridge and figure it out himself.
Oh my god.
I told him I didn't want to deal with that on Mother's Day. So what does he do? He asked me what he should make for dinner. I said, surprise me. He sent me a fucking picture of a ramen and said, I have this if you want it. I lost my shit. I've never felt so disrespected. He says, I didn't ask what to make for dinner. I asked what you wanted for dinner so I could make it. As if it's not the same question. Worded differently.
Okay.
You imbecile. Okay.
Actually imbecile.
We've been together 6 years. Okay? He knows what I like. Anyway, I'm fed up and thinking it's time
No fucking
to
shit.
just separate. I don't think he's ever gonna get it. Do you think I'm overreacted? No. How did you manage to stay with this
How did you
person
get
for 6 years?
married?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking myself.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy talk. Like, you're a child. You're a child. You're a selfish child.
I'm so confused because the thing, my first thing is wait, can you repeat like the first sentence of the story?
I reminded him earlier.
His
sister did as well.
That
And then
part. The fact that she had to remind him.
And the sister
That's
as well.
one. That's one. The fact that she, not only did she have to remind him, she had to ask him for what she wanted. And my thing is this, the whole Mother's Day irks the fuck out of me, first of all. Because there should not be a day where she gets to, you get a breakfast in the, it's all very cute, huh? It's very cute. But in this particular case, it kind of shows that, like, literally, if it's not Mother's Day, meaning 360 year-round, people, she's the one doing everything. She's doing the cooking, she's probably doing the cleaning, she's doing the child upbringing, rearing, or whatever. And it's only on this one special that she gets to ask for something that she wants, and he still doesn't even manage to do it. He doesn't care about her.
He doesn't care about her for sure.
Please throw the woman away. Damn!
Yeah, you need to leave. You want the update? There is an update. I'm leaving him.
Yeah, girl.
I don't know when exactly because finances are an issue, but we're done. He pestered me to come home early from work, and when I did, he was just opening the fridge and asking me what we have so he can cook.
Oh
He still hadn't even come up with a plan. I decided I was leaving him before I even left work, but this was really the icing on the cake. Thanks for all the kind words and encouragement. That's crazy.
I feel so bad for her, but I
Yeah.
feel even worse for the kids.
Yeah. Well, yeah, very sad, and I hope you find somebody that treats you better.
Yeah, much better than this.
Appreciate, and value you for you, because this is insane.
This is
And you're
not
here
even
to be,
like
fighting every time to get a little bit of in your life, happiness in your life. The fuck is this?
For me to have to remind you that it's literally Mother's Day is actually the wildest thing I have ever heard in my life. The wildest thing. I just did mascara. I'm gonna add a little bit of a liner, even though I don't like liner, but just for the plot, I'm gonna do it.
Relationship advice, another one of those.
I'm scared. I'm actually scared.
Am I, 25 female, a side character in my boyfriend's 26 male rom-com arc with his girl best friend?
No!
If you have to ask already, that's an issue to me.
If you have to
that's
ask.
a concern, okay? A concern. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I've been dating this guy for 6 months. Let's call him Mark. He's sweet, thoughtful, hella gorgeous, and just green flags all around. No issues at all with boundaries. And then there is his best friend, Claire.
Oh my.
They've been besties since literally kindergarten, so over 20 years.
Oh my
Here's
god.
the thing. Claire is hot as fuck.
Uh-oh.
I swear to God, they look like one of those hot magazine couples when they're side by side.
Oh my
Think
god.
Sydney
Sydney
and
Glenn Powell
in the rom-com movie movie, but platonic.
Oh,
apparently.
shit.
They never hook up, not once, not even a tipsy college makeout. Everyone swears by this. Even Claire herself has been super kind to me and no shady vibe at all. They don't overstep, they don't hang out excessively, she doesn't compete with me for his time. But when they have been single at the same time, the jokes and the shipping starts. I saw an IG post from a wedding they attended last year where they were each other +1 and they looked insanely good together. The comments of friends and family were shipping them. People were saying, "Endgame! Just date already!" Claire's sister commented, "Which part of the love Rosie arc is this?" And I felt that.
Oh my god.
Now that I'm in the picture, everyone's been welcoming and respectful, but I sometimes get the feeling that I'm just a guest star in a rom-com. Like I walked into the middle of a love story that has been slow building for 20 seasons. Mark says that he sees Claire like a sister. Claire has never done anything to suggest otherwise. Am I being insecure? Is it just internalized rom-com brain rot? Or am I ignoring a giant neon sign that says the endgame and your plot device?
That's so hard to say though, because I want to say no. If they have never given you personally a reason to worry, then you shouldn't worry and sabotage your own relationship. But the thing is, we've all watched those rom-coms.
We don't have the same thought in mind. Okay?
We all watch those movies, and there is a reason why that's a trope. People who keep saying things to you, even though those two friends never gave you a reason. The problem is sometimes people put stuff in your head, and people put stuff in their heads too.
Yeah, that's the problem. The comments are the issue as well.
Yeah, the comments over and over again, like, oh my god.
People keep saying, "Oh my god, you look so good together."
Yeah, and even she says it's the truth. Then me personally, I don't know if I even want to be, because it's gonna make me insecure regardless of what the situation is.
But then the other point is like, first of all, they kind of been raised together, so do they actually see themselves in that light? And second,
probably not.
They had that. If everybody says nothing ever happened in 20 years.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a reason.
They're 25, 20, 36. They're old enough for something, if it was possible, something
yeah, I think so too.
So I'm like, then should you actually get worried? Or is it actually true that it's just
there is probably a reason why nothing has ever happened, because I don't understand. They have been single at the same time, so just because people, and you've watched a lot of TV, sister, way too much. I can understand why, but it's a lot. So if nothing has happened, technically you have, for me, if nobody gave you a reason to feel some type of way, you shouldn't feel some type of way. There's a reason why he picked you and not her. Not to sound like, oh, he needs to pick you, but there's a reason why he's dating you and not her.
Agreed.
What more proof do you want?
There's nothing else he can do to prove you.
Exactly.
That he's committed. So
exactly.
At some point, just try it.
Exactly. So if you like start letting those things get to you, and he knows that, that's when you can be in danger, because you're basically saying, it doesn't matter what you're doing, this is bothering me, no matter what you show me. So you don't want to do that. Sounds
easier
crazy.
Said than done, but
easier said than done, for sure.
It would be easier for your peace of mind as well, because otherwise
you're fine.
You're fine. You're good.
You're probably fine. You're probably fine. I don't want to speak too fast, but you're probably okay.
Alright, and the last story for today is not dating, but it's more related to our situation, our lives.
Oh, okay.
Would I be the a-hole for asking my coworker to stop speaking English to me? I'm a native English speaker employed in a South Korean company in Korea. 90% of my work that I do on a day-to-day basis is in Korean. Even if I'm reviewing English materials, I still produce reports and communicate to my coworkers in Korean only, aside from non-work related conversation with the other non-Korean in our free time. We never speak English if other coworkers are around, as we don't want them to feel alienated, even if they can understand some of it. Also, I've only been in this company a few weeks, and it's completely unrelated to my degree, so I'm really putting a lot of effort into new vocabulary and concepts. So far, no one has used my foreignness against me, and no one has babied me. However, there is a new girl in our office who is Korean, but spent the last 1 year at our office abroad. She was working in Korean still and working in a non-native English country. I've only interacted with her twice, but both times I've left a bad taste in my mouth. Firstly, a week ago, I had some downtime and another team wanted some English material reviewing before it was published. Her supervisor told her to ask me and instructed her that she can communicate with me in Korean, but she responded, "No, I want to practice my English." She approached me and asked me to do the task in very broken English. And I struggled to understand her, but I got the gist. She had used ChatGPT to translate and wanted me to check if it was correct. She sent me the material over in broken and non-professional English, and I did the work and sent it back in professional English in return. To try and prove a point, I was feeling belittled. If I used such casual Korean language in emails, I would get berated.
Thank you.
Today, my other foreign co-worker invited her, myself, and another foreign co-worker out for lunch, as we are all a similar age. I am the only native English speaker, and the others speak Korean very comfortably as well, as we all graduated and work in Korea. As soon as we ordered food, the girl insisted we switch to English to feel more comfortable. What? The other two seemed surprised, as they are not native English speaker either, and Korean is just as comfortable. We mainly speak it together because it makes more sense since none of us are Korean and they've learned English longer. She insisted and we didn't want to make a scene, so we switched to English. However, she couldn't understand our conversation, even when we slowed down and explained what we were talking about. She didn't understand my accent, nor my co-workers, as they speak with heavy accents, Slavic and Southeast Asian. She also acted like we don't know anything about Korea, talking about Korean versus Western age, because she didn't understand we already were using those terms. We've been here almost 5 years. And when we had to use Korean so she could follow the conversation, she acted as though she couldn't understand any of us. Words that are completely unlike were misunderstood, and she kept pushing for English despite it being the reason we couldn't have conversation deeper than a simple question and yes and no answer. None of us have had any issue with our Korean in the office, and our company has strict standards for speaking Korean before you can get hired. I wrote my damn thesis in this language. I can follow a basic conversation about hobbies.
Honestly.
I spoke to my foreign co-worker about it after, and she said she felt as though the girl wanted to show she's better than us by flaunting her English. As a native English speaker, I often get people wanting to practice English with me, even when it hinders communication. I don't want to feel like a walking English teacher at work. I also want to get used to the company jargon and language quickly and enjoy the exposure. So even if she has good intention, would I be the a-hole for asking her to not speak English with me? How can I approach it without insulting her English and making myself the snobby foreigner?
Because this is pissing me off, so I'm just gonna go right into it. She's not doing this because she has good intention. She just wants to practice her English, which is extremely fucking selfish. Second of all, she definitely feels like she's better than y'all, and that's why she got upset when she didn't understand the fucking conversation, because she thought she could just be like blah, 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 against people, but then she realized she doesn't understand the conversation. She felt stupid, and that's why she got upset.
And she started to be like, oh my god, you don't know Korea.
Exactly.
Like, let me tell you how Korea works.
Like shut the hell up.
What do you actually mean?
Let me tell you something. I used to know somebody just like that, and let me tell you something. They will never care how you feel about it. They will never care. So what I did was what I think the person should do, and she's not an asshole for it. I will say, I don't understand what you're saying. I didn't understand. And I say this in Korean. She says something in English, I reply back in Korean. She says something, I fire back in Korean. And when you're tired, then maybe you'll stop. You don't need to request anything. Just go ahead and respond in Korean. Every single time.
Korean. That's it. That's it.
I hate people like that. Oh my god. This is work. We don't have time for this.
Yeah, you're supposed to be efficient. I like this. Somebody says, if she insists on practicing her English with you, offer her to go out for coffee twice a week for 1 hour and then charge her for speaking lessons.
Thank you.
Exactly.
That's exactly. Because what are you talking about? No, I don't think she's the asshole, and I don't think she would be the asshole if not. I'm not saying go and be like, hey, can you stop speaking English to me? Because it's never gonna be on your in your favor. They're always gonna try to switch it like, oh, you're being rude. Just let it be and answer in Korean every time.
And
like,
you say, oh, I just want to practice my Korean.
Practice my Korean. Thank you.
So where are you on the makeup now?
Okay, so I finished pretty much like my base. All I have is my lips, but I'm wondering, because I did like a smoky, should I do like a nude lip? I feel like that's what I should do.
Yeah, otherwise too much.
I'm gonna do my lips and we'll be back for the conclusion. And just like that, we are back. Ta-da! Oh.
I'm feeling you real quick.
But anyway, I don't need a girl because look at my smoky. I've never done this like look before, and I'm actually not that bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's actually not bad with makeup on. Like it's not that like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, let me hit you with like a nice pause. Yeah, in conclusion, that person with the forced English speech, the one that pissed me off the most, even though the other ones were pretty bad. Yeah, the Mother's Day thing, like, I'm so glad you left, because what the fuck does that? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I was supposed to have earrings on this thing. Y'all, I'm so sorry.
Review, my god, what's that?
I was trying to gasp and then talk, but that didn't work. Let me hit you with another pause, because we gotta do this right. You two, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got it. Y'all have personal stories that y'all want us to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Let us know, you know.
Because there's one on Reddit, but it's funnier. It's more fun
in real life.
Some from people like actually, you know,
exactly.
real people here telling us the things. So.
And remember, we listen and we judge. Some of y'all are unhinged on Reddit over there. Like, I don't know if it's because it's anonymous, but y'all are crazy. I'm just saying. But anyways, finished my makeup. I used the Sephora Wonderful Wish, which is a very, very old palette. And basically, I use my Tear for foundation and just all of this. This for concealer, these two for concealer. And then the gold right here for my inner, like the inner part of my eye. And then this color right here. And then this eye palette by Clio with the darkest shade for the crease color. I also use Clio actually for my blush. So I guess Clio is the star of this video. Who would have thought? Not me.
See you in the next one.
Bye.